Her name lights up my screen at 3:14 a.m. I haven't seen it in 15 years. I'm not supposed to react, but my pulse betrays me. One hard thud, then a slow, controlled settling. The phone vibrates again. 107 missed calls, all from her. I let the latest ring echo through the empty room. The walls are bare, the air still. I live quietly now, quiet enough that a sound like this feels foreign, like a relic from a life I buried without ceremony. A voicemail arrives. I don't play it. Instead, I stare at the screen as her desperation bleeds through each repeated attempt. She must know by now. The truth tends to rot its way to the surface eventually. Another call. I exhale. She shouldn't have found me. I disappeared precisely to avoid this, the collision between who I became and what she left behind. The night she drove away flashes in my mind uninvited. The laughter, the taillights shrinking into the dark, the cold punch of realization. "Let's see if he can make it back," they joked, while I was still reaching for the door handle. I never made it back. I chose not to. Yet here she is, clawing at the silence I wrapped around my life. The phone rings again. This time I answer. I don't speak. I let her voice fracture on its own. "Please, I found something. I need to tell you. Please don't hang up." Her breath trembles, fragile, like she's finally standing on the edge of the truth. I stay silent. Let her drown in it. The truth always sounds louder when you have no one to talk over. She starts rambling, soft, frantic. Something about a letter, a name, a date. I listen without acknowledging her. Silence is more powerful than any accusation. "I didn't know," she insists. "I swear I didn't know." But the cracks in her voice tell me she did. Maybe not then, but at some point. And that's enough. My mind pulls back to the years before she stranded me. Moments I once dismissed. The late-night messages she hid beneath pillows. The sudden girls' trips with friends who always avoided looking me in the eye. The way she'd pause when I entered the room, just long enough for guilt to recoil. I used to ignore those details. Love makes you selectively blind. But now her voice is drenched in a fear that only comes from truth cornering someone who's run out of lies. "I thought you were dead," she whispers. I almost laugh. Death would have been easier for her to forgive. I let her talk until she exhausts herself, until her words turn to soft sorrows and half-confessions. She keeps saying she found something, but she won't say it plainly. Classic. People confess in circles when the truth hurts too much to state directly. Her voice shakes again, thinner now. "I need to see you." She doesn't understand. I'm not the man she left in that other state. That version of me died on the roadside while her headlights faded into the dark. All she has now is the ghost who learned how to listen carefully and disappear even more carefully. When the call ends, I move. Calm, exact. I pull the sealed envelope from my drawer, the one I've kept for years. The one that started all of this. Her letter. Not written to me, written about me. A friend of hers, one of the women who laughed that night, sent it anonymously years after I vanished. Maybe guilt got to her, or maybe betrayal rots alliances too. I remember opening it slowly, reading each line with surgical precision. She never loved him. He was convenient. The father of the baby? It might be. I stopped reading then, not out of shock, out of clarity. That clarity carried me through every quiet investigation that followed. The discreet requests for records, the old phone logs, the DNA sample I stole indirectly through a hospital's discarded lab work. No confrontations, no questions. Just quiet movement, like sharpening a blade no one sees. The results came back years ago, but I never used them. Truth doesn't expire. It waits. And tonight, it's restless. I study the envelope again, the handwriting, the edges yellowed by time. Everything in me is still. Too still. I check the second folder, the DNA evidence. The time-stamped messages she thought were deleted forever. 15 years of silence gave me plenty of time to understand the architecture of betrayal. And now she wants to talk? No, she wants absolution. People always return when they fear the truth finally caught up to them. She sends an address, a meeting point. I go. Not for her, for closure. She's already there when I arrive. Older, worn, trembling. She steps toward me like I'm something fragile. I don't step back. I place the folder on the table between us. She hesitates before opening it. Her hands shake. Her breath stutters. She reads. She cracks. It happens slowly. First confusion, then horror, then the collapse of whatever story she's been telling herself. She looks at me with eyes already drowning. "You knew," she whispers. I nod once. A single, quiet acknowledgement. Her world breaks. Mine doesn't. She reaches for my arm. I let her touch nothing. "Please," she says, voice splintering. "I didn't know he wasn't yours. I didn't know until last month. Please, I swear." I stop her with a calm look. No. One word. Flat. Precise. She collapses into a chair, face buried in trembling hands. I slide the second paper forward, the DNA match that proves everything she's terrified to admit. Her fingers hover above it like it might burn. "It wasn't supposed to happen like that," she sobs. But betrayal never happens like it's supposed to. She reaches for me again, but I step away. Not out of anger, out of completion. You can't touch what you already destroyed. Outside, the air feels cleaner. She stumbles after me, calling my name, choking on apologies meant for a version of me she buried 15 years ago. I don't turn back. She screams something about forgiveness, about family, about repairing what's left. She still doesn't understand. There is nothing left. I stop at the edge of the parking lot, just far enough for my voice to reach her without warmth. "You stranded me once," I say quietly. "I just returned the favor." Her face folds in on itself. I walk away. Not hurried, not angry, just done. The night swallows her cries as easily as it once swallowed her laughter. And as the silence settles again, I realize something simple, final, and freeing. Some people lose you only once, and it's forever.